Hi everyone, my name is Akhil.
And I'm Maya, and we are
Harry Takers.
So, welcome to our Uttarakhand series. And today's episode is all about the Rajdhani train travel which we did. So, this is the first time we traveled in Rajdhani. So, here we are going to share the experience of our train travel.
And I think the first thing that we need to tell about is where did we start our journey. As you folks are already aware that we stay in Bangalore. We actually travel from Bangalore to Nizamuddin, and so from here to Nizamuddin, so the train station is SBC, which is the city railway station in Bangalore, and the last station is Nizamuddin railway station in New Delhi.
So to reach SBC, we actually took a metro from Bangalore-Delhi, and then we stopped at Majestic, and from there the station is just a walkable distance, and that's how we started the journey.
So we are currently in metro station Bangalore-Delhi because that is what is near for us to go to the KSR station.
And the train starts at 8 p.m. in the night, and it actually takes around 33 hours to reach Nizamuddin. So we actually reach by around, the actual time is 5:30 a.m. in the morning, but we actually reached probably half an hour to 40 minutes earlier. And the train journey is pretty amazing. It's extremely punctual, and even if there is a delay, it makes sure that
it is covered.
It's extremely covered. So about the fare actually keeps on changing. It's a dynamic pricing, as you're already aware when you go and book the train tickets in IRCTC.
Especially in Indian Railway, you need to book it prior 3 months.
Yeah, and also the pricing is also becoming dynamic. So it keeps on changing every single time based on how you're actually or how many people are actually booking it. What is based on the availability, based on the number of people, a lot of other requirements or the algorithm that runs behind it, and due to which the price keeps on changing. So the total amount of price that for one way that we had that is from SBC to Nizamuddin was around 7,500 or odd price, and there is another possibility that you might actually get at a lesser price or the higher price based on the dynamic pricing. And while coming back, it was around almost the same pricing that we got. So it is nutshell, it is around 15K is what we paid for just the train journey.
Yeah. So this also includes your food, and you don't need to carry anything because they provide 4 times food in the train itself. So the price is including the food.
Yeah, inclusive of all the details. And they have breakfast, as Maya has rightly mentioned. There are 4 times of food that you get. You have a breakfast. So especially the first thing that I would have to say in the order would be that you get a welcome drink, right?
As soon as you enter the train, as the train starts moving, you get the welcome drink.
And after 2 stations, you generally get the dinner.
Non-veg thali, rice, chapati, dal and chicken curry and pickle. And this is the veg thali. This has chapati, rice, veg curry, dal, pickle and curd.
Along with the dinner, you'll also be provided with the water bottle. You can actually ask, so what they generally say is you can basically ask 2 to 3 maximum per day. Anything additional water bottle that you want is chargeable. But it all depends on how you actually interact with the people who are going to serve the food, how well you do it, and also the tips that how much you pay. Based on all those other things, you may not have to pay anything, or sometimes there is a possibility you would have to. Generally it is chargeable.
And it's MRP, so For water bottle, it's okay. And for dinner, you also get ice cream also, which is like the plus point. Then for morning breakfast, you get these items.
So you get bread, butter, omelette, boiled vegetables, juice, and tea and coffee. A sachet. This is what you get for veg: cutlet, bread, juice, butter, and tea.
So we found that the breakfast was very less.
Yeah. Especially people like us, especially me, who actually eats a pretty good breakfast. The quantity of the food was actually less.
Yeah.
And so there is a high possibility that you would have to go ahead and ask another time as well to make sure that it compensates for whatever the limited amount of food that's.
Yeah, they usually have extra food,
Yeah.
and they do provide when you ask them. Even for lunch and dinner, you can have extra chapati or rice, whatever your preference is. But you may have to tell them. That's all.
Yeah, and after the breakfast, immediately probably towards 12:30 to 1 o'clock, between that time, you would also be provided with the lunch. And towards the end, it's basically the dinner that you get.
We also get snacks in the evening, like at 4 o'clock or something. We do get like different kinds of snacks.
And chai or coffee, whichever is preferable that you want, you will be asked. So the best thing is they actually come each and every time to ask you what actually you want. Do you want non-vegetarian or do you want vegetarian? So there is a high possibility that one person would have selected non-vegetarian food, but then it sometimes become a point that okay, maybe for this time I don't want to take non-vegetarian. I might actually go ahead and prefer vegetarian food. You can basically go ahead and ask them.
Yeah.
So the reason why they're asking that question is, there is a so they actually take it from a particular station.
Yes.
Okay. So there is a pantry available within the Rajdhani, but that is specifically for the first class folks that that they get it. But rest of all the compartments, you generally get it from a particular station.
Yeah, so we traveled in 3-tier AC.
Yeah.
So this is what the services which we were provided.
So the total journey is actually 33 hours, but you generally reach a little bit more, earlier than that, or much better earlier than that, I would say. And I think there are few things that we should have to keep in our mind, and the few things that I felt really good what the service which they are actually providing. Things like cleaning, right? And see, what we have noticed personally is like whenever that we travel, we tend to make sure that the seats or the area that we sit, make sure that we keep it clean.
Yeah.
But then you cannot expect the same thing from the other people who are, or the passengers who are there on the train. We have actually seen people actually throwing the food just like that from the the upper berth and then throwing it down, which, see, you're spending so much of money to go in a train like Rajdhani. At least try to keep that class, right? I think that's what we would prefer of seeing as well. Now you make the place dirty, it becomes so difficult for people who needs to come and clean it to make sure that it has to be cleaned properly as well, right? Because you throw it, you see a lot of cockroaches coming in, and you cannot blame the people who are going to come and clean it, because you have to make the place clean so that accordingly the other people who needs to come and clean it can make sure that the place is actually clean as well.
Yeah, the train was actually getting cleaned in the morning, afternoon and evening.
Yeah, multiple times, yes.
Yeah, and it's just not the sweeping, it's mopping as well.
Yeah.
And if somebody is feeling that the compartment is smelling bad or something, they're also providing a like room freshener, so that you don't feel bad. And talking about the toilets, so Rajdhani mostly has bio toilets right now. So they have Western and Indian commodes both. It is pretty clean because they keep on cleaning it at the stations wherever possible. But towards the end, when you're about to reach Delhi,
probably around 2 to 3 hours prior to the towards the end of the journey, I think everybody starts flushing out and misusing the restrooms. And also, I think I kind of felt that the people who does the services as well, they also kind of become a little bit free and kind of tend to take rest and stuff like that, because they also know that anyways the train is gonna halt at the final station, and then somebody would come and actually clean all the necessary things. But as a passenger, it becomes our first responsibility to make sure that we take that responsibility to clean. And when I say clean, not literally clean, but we keep that hygiene in making sure that we do the necessary process.
Yes, and being a female traveler, I've always carried things with me which helps me to use the toilet at a dirty place. So I always carry a pee spray, and I always carry a toilet paper.
Sanitary paper.
Which helps me to even use these dirty commodes. But the thing is, you have to be careful and hygienic on your own way.
Yep.
And you cannot blame the other people for the hygiene reasons.
Expectation was pretty high for us. But I would say Rajdhani as a service, we actually liked it. It was our first experience and we actually liked it. But I think it's the passengers who creates the problem than the people who are working inside the train.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that it was a blame of the folks, but it was a blame of the passengers itself.
Because Indian Railways actually providing us really good services in terms of Rajdhani. This was our first trip, and we were actually very, very happy with the service, because when we travel in other trains, there are a lot of other problems also which we face, which we did not at all face in this. The train is absolutely very safe because it first of all halts in very limited stations, so there is very less chance of robbery and any mishaps to happen, and the train is very punctual in its time, so you actually save a lot of time when you travel in Rajdhani.
And it says money is time is actually money, and this has actually proved. I think one crucial part that I would have to say when it comes to safety, as Maya has mentioned, is since it's actually not stopping at a very less place, the doors are actually closed. All the doors are generally closed, and if somebody is actually trying to open the door, the service folks who are there on the train generally does not allow them to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's actually going pretty fast. It's really fast.
So it's not like normal Indian trains wherein you have these vendors who come in to sell chai or snacks. Actually, we were actually missing it. You know, the voice of chai, coffee. Because we were traveling in train after pretty long. I mean, probably 5 to 6 years.
Yep.
And then we were actually missing that. The train was actually very peaceful. No vendors at all.
Yeah, but you do have everything that you can get in the train. So you basically don't have to buy things from anywhere. Because as we mentioned, the tea, coffee and everything, it's available every single time. They also provide you, the hot water. So that's something that I would have to say. It's just hot water in a cup that they generally give, and then you'll have the powder and you can mix it and have it at any point of time, because they do have a lot of sachets which they generally give it to us. If you do not have it, you can actually buy it or take it from the service folks who are there in the train.
Thank you so much for watching our video. So if you like our video, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. Thank you so much.